Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Heritage Railway News. This is your channel for anything in regards to updates of heritage railways, steam galas, mainline movements, restoration projects and so much more. Coming up this week, smoke rises from the west. Yes, Didcot Railway Centre finally published a long-awaited update on the 1400 class 1466. Rumbling in the east. The very first 205 class 205001 finally gets underway in restoration at the East Kent Railway. And Eddystone to return to the main line. So Southern Locomotive Limited have announced that they have been approached by railtour companies to get 3402A Eddystone back onto the main line. All this and more coming up. So yeah, welcome back to Heritage Railway News. Couple of week gap there. We were actually away on holiday for the Isle of Wight, where we obviously did get to see some maintenance on the island line, and that looks like that's going to be up and running very soon, so it's really positive to see. Beautiful place, but we're back here now and there is quite a lot of news to get through as always. And first thing, like I say, I want to talk about is all to do with the 1400 class 1466, and we finally got a really good update in terms of what's been going on with the restoration project, and fingers crossed it looks like things are really getting closer to being complete. So yes, like I said, today we have received a very welcome update on Didcot Pioneer Locomotive, and the first locomotive to be preserved by the Great Western Society, 1400 class 1466. It seems that 1466 has taken one huge step towards being back on the rail since 2002, as a number of hurdles have been overcome and steam is beginning to build up. So as of today, all of the locomotive's steam fittings have been inspected and have been overhauled where required and fitted back to the boiler. 2 large flue tubes and 193 boiler tubes have now been fitted, and as on this article, the boiler is now complete and sealed. A newly machined blower ring has been created and fitted to the petticoat and are ready to be fitted to the underside of the chimney, and also the axles have passed the UAT inspection, so then when ready it will be able to cross network rail tracks back to Didcot Railway Centre. And finally, as of the 28th of September, Didcot Railway Centre and the restoration project managed to get the boiler lit successfully in 1466 for the first time since 2002. So yeah, it looks like realistically the last few jobs are remaining for 1466. Now obviously it's the first firing of the boiler since 2002, but that doesn't initially mean that it is ready to go. Obviously all the fittings and everything need to expand within the boiler. And like I said, it just looks like the last few jobs are to remain, and the hydraulic and steam inspections have to obviously get undergone, and hopefully if they passed, then it's all a matter of just getting the boiler into the frames for the final test, which then just goes to show, with the progress that they have made, there are 2 ways of doing things: the Great Western way or the wrong way. So yeah, the next topic I want to talk about, like I said, is all to do with the 205 class thumper unit, as everyone lovingly calls them, 205001. Now that's all to do with the East Kent Railways restoration project, and realistically they could do with the help, especially with the funding, and I thought I would just give you a little bit of update in terms of where the project is, where they're sort of aiming to be, and of course how you could potentially get involved. So yes, work has begun on the restoration of 205 class 205001 down at the East Kent Railway. So the East Kent Railway realistically is known for their preservation in diesel locomotives and especially old electrical multiple units. And so, like I say, the works has begun on this thumper unit, which was the first 205 class to be built in 1957. Now the unit has actually served for 47 years before being withdrawn in December 2004. So as it stands today, all the mechanical restoration has now been completed and the unit will start under its own power, which is good to hear. But there is still a lot of rot in the unit currently, which is slowly being cut back and replaced. New sections of the engine have been hand fabricated and ready for new body skin, and it's been discovered that the vent panels are actually in surprisingly good condition. But with all these things, most of the funding is being down to volunteers and limited funds that the railway has, so a fundraiser page has been set up on Facebook where you can donate or follow the progress of the unit, so check out the link in the description below, and fingers crossed the railway can hit their target, because they sort of are aiming for a running project and hopefully to get it back up and running by 2025. So fingers crossed we're going to see this 205, and quite an historic unit really, if it's the first one, 205001, that was ever built. Historic unit back on the rails and up and running and thumpering down the line, like I say, as they're lovingly known. You can obviously get donated and obviously get involved. They could do with more volunteers, and I believe obviously if you donate then you can be one of the people there to view the first running of the locomotive before then it is actually then up and running to the public. So it might be worth donating if you want to sort of see that historical running. But yeah, like I say, link down below if you do want to get involved with the project, and maybe just go and follow on Facebook so you can keep up to date with all the restoration projects. And yeah, finally, the final topic I want to talk about this week is 34028 Eddystone potentially going back on the main line. Now, I'm not going to lie, this one completely threw me off. I don't think anyone expected to see this. But yeah, could we see another Bullied on the main line very, very soon? So yeah, it was announced a little while ago that 34028 Eddystone could make a surprising return to the main line. So Southern Locomotive Limited Group have been approached by two Railtour promoters about the use of a locomotive on the main line. Now, as it stands, no agreement has been confirmed for the use of the locomotive yet, but if it does proceed, then the costs of equipping 34028 for the main line running is expected to be around the £50,000 mark. Now, if this is raised, then the Swanage Railway, where Eddystone operates permanently, would be a big part in operating the locomotive, because of course they do have mainline experience with the U-Class 31806 on the mainline. Now, as I state, no real decision has been made in terms of Southern Locomotive Group Limited whether they are going to go ahead with this. Now, they have actually decided to fit Eddystone with air braking equipment. Now, that would mean that it can actually haul mainline trains on the main line. So we'll see sort of where this goes. Like I say, no finalisation has been made, no agreement has been come to. Would you like to see another Bullied on the main line? I know I certainly would. I think a lot of people, the general consensus is any other locomotive to rejoin on the main line and be mainline running and up and running again is something I think a lot of people want to see, and another Bullied is a really, really big plus. So yeah, let me know down below what you think. Would you look to try and support this £50,000? Are they going to be able to get that funded? Are they going to get their funds raised? Only time will tell. Will we see Eddystone on the main line? Let's see what happens. So yeah, that's been another Heritage Railway news episode. I really, really hope you've enjoyed that. Numerous events going on this week. It seems to be events going on all over the country. You've got the Autumn Steam Gala at the Great Central Railway. You've got the Bygones weekend at the Festoniog Railway. Hastings Miniature Railway have their end of season gala. For me personally, you can find me this weekend at the Folkestone Model Railway Show. Now, it's one of the biggest railway shows here in the southeast, I would say. I've only attended it once. Really, really good day out. Highly recommend it. It's going to be running over this weekend, so you can find me there on Sunday if you want to say hello to me at all. But yeah, really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.